Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am very excited for today's video because I got a message recently from Surratt asking if they could send me some goodies in PR to try. I have wanted to try Surratt for quite a while, so of course I said yes. And they sent me a lot of stuff to try. I have tried a couple things already, so this isn't quite a first impression, but they sent me a box of stuff. I tallied it all up, it's quite a bit. I will not be able to use all of it in this video, but I'm gonna do a first impression, try as much of it as I can, give you my first thoughts, and then I'm gonna do at least one more video trying out the rest of it, because there's a bunch of eyeshadows, blushes, you know, that kind of stuff, and just see what I think. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a definite soft spot for indie makeup and high-end makeup, and I tend to take a pretty analytical approach to my reviews and my collection as a whole, and I have new content every week, usually, and so I'd love to have you subscribe. Okay, so I got home from work a little bit ago, ate dinner early because I was starving, and now I'm ready to film before I run errands. Very excited to try these. I also just got some other makeup I've ordered recently, so my order for the Trixie Cream Bronzer came. I got one of the new Lisa Eldridge lipsticks, so I will be filming with those things soon, and I might do like trying new makeup, use those, and use some more of the Surratt stuff. We'll see. But Surratt sent me a lot, and they have been very friendly. So like, little disclosure, they sent me a very large box of products. I will go through everything they sent in a minute. They sent me 3 shades of the foundation, and then I tried a couple. I swatched them and I was like, these are pale. These, I don't think, maybe in the dead of winter, if I've not seen the sun, like if it's one of those Seattle winters where there's no sun for a month, might be able to pull off one of them, so I'll hold on to it. But they're very pale. Like, they're brighter than my light concealers that are for brightening. And I felt guilty for some reason that they sent me the wrong shades, even though they didn't ask. They just said, can we send you some stuff? And I said, sure. But I told them that they're a bit pale, so they sent me 2 more shades, and those 2 both work really well. I think one's gonna be my go-to shade and one's more my summer shade. So I'm very excited. They also sent me a return label. They're like, give away the ones that don't work or send them back to us. We can repurpose them. Like, they have some way of doing something with them. So I am very excited to actually put all of this on my face. So I have no makeup on right now, except for I have my skincare, and then I have my brows done. So I did already use a couple of the products that they sent today, which are their brow pencil and the what is this called? This is the brow pomade. I couldn't remember what it's actually called. Been using these a lot the last week or so since I got these, and really enjoy them. So they sent me the shade light brown and the brow pomade, and they sent me, I'll find the box eventually, in that, a brown shade in the pencil, and really like this. These are what I have on today. I think the shades work really well. This is a little darker, this is a little lighter, so it actually mimics my natural hair kind of, because my brows are lighter than my hair, but really enjoying these. So let's go through the other stuff that they sent me. So, big box here. They sent me multiple shades of the foundation. So I do have those here. This is the Dewdrop foundation. They also sent me the 2 new ones. So the shades that do work for me, in case you are similar to my complexion, are 8 and 9. I think 8 is pretty yellow, and I think will be a good overall year-round shade. 9 is a little more golden and fits me a little bit better right now, and especially if I keep being in the sun. So really happy to have both of these. They also sent me 4 and 5, which are very light, and I might be able to do some swatch comparisons if that is helpful for anybody in my full review. They also sent me their primer, which I am very excited to try. I have not tried this yet. This retails for like $95, so very excited to see how this works. They sent me 2 shades of the Torche Lumiere, not Torche Torche Lumiere. So they sent Rose, Diamante, and D'Or. So this is, I believe, a highlighter stick. Opens up, and this is a gold one, and this is a pink one. These look really pretty. I'm very excited to try these, especially the gold. I'm more of a gold person because of my olive undertone. They did send a lot of pink things. Oh, it was brunette was the shade that they sent in the pencil. They also sent me 2 of their lipsticks. These are the Lipslique. They sent the shades. I can't talk today. It's been a long day. The building I work at, we did fire alarm testing, and I'm working in a student housing building right now, in property management because PhD's on hold, and we had to go into every unit, listen to the alarms, all of that stuff. So I had a headache most of the day. But they sent me Nuit du Soleil and Heaven. It looks like, yeah, Heaven spelled interestingly. These look really pretty, but they both look kind of pale, so we'll see. This is kind of a peachy, or a pinky peach nude, and this one looks very pale. It is even more peachy. So I have put one of those on. I think it was Heaven, I did wear briefly already. They sent me one of the liquid blushes. They sent me the shade Barba Papa, which, if you don't know, it's just the French word for cotton candy. It means Papa's beard, Daddy's beard. And I can't see it in writing without hearing Hope Mess Tom say it with their weird Barba Papa voice. So every time I look at this, I hear Hope Mess Tom. And I sent them a message the other day saying that. And then they sent me both the mascara and the lash tint. I haven't tried the mascara yet, so I'll try that today probably, but I have been using the lash tint and I love this. It lasts all day. It's really easy to use. The component's interesting. I'll show that in a little bit, but obsessed with it. And then they sent one of the shades of their new bronzer. So this is the Artistique bronzer. This is the shade Soleil Clair. So this is the warm tone one. There's also like a neutral, which looks kind of yellow to me. This is a very expensive bronzer. It's a slurry formula. The refills are like 40 something, and then this is like $68 in the component. Really pretty formula, really pretty color. My only complaint is that there's only 2 shades. I feel like there should be more, which I've seen everybody else say, but hopefully they make more shades. And it came with a little pouch, which is super cute. And then they sent 2 of their powder blushes, both pink ones. They're not magnetic, they're sticky, and then you stick them in a palette. So they sent an empty palette to put them in, and they sent the shades Barba Papa, and then what was the other one? Gourmande, which is the more matte one. So Barba Papa is this one up here. Excited to try these. I don't really wear pink blush very often. I think it can work, but it's just not my go-to. I'm more of a orangey, like a terracotta or like an orangey blush girl. So we'll see how these look on my skin tone. But if I like the formula, I will be very interested to try the orangey colors. They definitely have like cantaloupe shades. And then they sent a few eyeshadows. So they sent 2 of their prismatique eyes, which are their cream powder duos. They come in these really cute little bento box things. So the top unscrews, and then you've got the shade here. I swatched this one already. It's a nice dark brown. This is the shade Neutral Eyes. And then the bottom slides out and you've got a sparkly shadow there. These are supposed to be waterproof, I believe, and long lasting. Everything here was designed in New York and made in Japan or something. Everything says it's made in Japan. And then the other one they sent is Style Eyes, which is a purpley mauve. And this really pretty sparkly topper. I'll swatch these. Really excited to actually try these on the eyes. They also have a green one, which if I like the formula, you know I'm gonna want the green because I love green. And then they sent me a handful of their individual shadows. So they sell, again, not magnetic palettes, but like empty palettes that you can put these in and they have a sticker on them. So they sent me 4 of their special shades. So they come in these little boxes. They're expensive. I think they're like $20 or $30 for each one of these. And then they sent the Dark Matter Cream Eyeshadow Base. So it is twice the size of those. And then they all fit in this long palette, which I put together. So I've got the Dark Matter shade here. I've swatched these. So it's a black cream base. And then you've got the sparkly shades here. So very excited to play with these. So real quick, I'm gonna give some thoughts on the things that I've already tried, which are the brow pencil and the brow pomade and the lash tint. Brow pencil, really like this. This is expensive, but it is refillable, and the refills are $16, which is about what I would pay, I think less than I'd pay for like a House Labs one. So I will probably buy refills when this runs out. Really like the size, feels nice in the hand. It's got a spoolie on the back. And then this is the part that actually is the component for the brow pencil part, and this is the part that you refill, so you keep the handle. Twist up, twist down, really like this, works really well, lasts all day, really pretty. The brow pomade, really like this. I'd be interested to try maybe a darker shade, but I do like this shade. It's pulling a little warm on camera. What's interesting is this component, it's just a brush. It's just a brush in this liquidy formula, but looks really pretty in person. I've gotten compliments on my brows while wearing this. Really like the way it brushes up and looks. So no complaints so far. And then the the lash tint. Worn this quite a few times. This is expensive. This is $50. And I hate that I like it as much as I do because that's an expensive mascara. This you can go really subtle if you want, or you can build it up and it's a little more dramatic, probably not as dramatic as the mascara will be, but comfortable. I don't feel it. There are definitely days where I feel, by the end of the day, I can feel my mascara on my eyes and I just can't wait to wash it off. This I've worn for 13 hours with no issues, at least 13 hours. And it's got this really weird component. It looks like a screw. And then you just rub it on your eyes. It works really well. I think I like it better than a brush, or like the spoolie kind of component for a normal mascara. So really like this. Okay. I feel like I've just been babbling. Haven't really filmed much lately. I was gonna film this at the end of last week. Today's Monday, but Steven was in town. They flew in Thursday and left yesterday, and we saw Tori Amos on Friday. It was an amazing show. I'll put a couple of pictures here. And then on Saturday, we went with my best friend and her husband to see Jimbo, who just won All Stars 8 of Drag Race, and then also went out to another bar and stuff. So it was a busy weekend. Did not film, but had a very good time. So let's get started. I'm gonna try the foundation and the primer. So this primer pops open. It's very similar component to the primer I've used from Urban Decay. This is just way more expensive. Milky white. Okay, it's very liquidy and some just flung off my finger. So I'm gonna pump a little bit more, and it's very thin and milky. No scent, which I appreciate. And it feels like it's already absorbing into my skin. I'm gonna do one more little pump. That feels really nice. Feels refreshing. I think Tom really liked this, but not as much as the Victoria Beckham, which has avocado oil in it, so I cannot try it because I'm allergic. So I did check and there was no avocado oil in this, but I am saved from wanting that expensive primer. So my face feels nice. I think I still have a bit of shine, but like a natural glow. I'm gonna use the eyeshadow. Yeah, I think I don't look greasy. I still have a little bit of natural glow from my moisturizer and skincare. I think it just looks like good skin. Okay, so we'll see. I will keep obviously testing that out over the coming weeks to give you a thought, and I'll do like a full review later, kind of like I've done for the Isomea products I've tried. And I really want to try one of these lipsticks. So let's try the pale one. I want to see if this actually works on my skin tone. Very soft, so the bottom twists up, and I don't think it can go back down, so you got to be careful. Don't want to pull. What is it that it's a MAC jelly thing that people are using too much of and having it clump everywhere. And that is pretty, but too pale for my lips. It's like, yeah, that's brighter than I like. So with a lip liner, I can probably use this, but that is kind of milky and pale on me. That's the shade Nude de Soleil. So NU space DE. Feels really nice though. Feels hydrating. Feels comfortable. Just a very pale shade for my skin tone. Okay, so let's try the foundation. So this is my mom's favorite foundation, but they hate the component. So far, I understand why they hate it, but I don't hate the component so far from swatching and trying them out. So I'm gonna give it a shake. I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand so it twists off, and then you've got a little dropper. So this is the shade 9, and I'm just squeezing some. So you have to push on the back while you're holding it, and it's not the most accessible if you have mobility issues. That is the shade 9. See, it's nice and golden. Shade 8 is just more yellow. So I think they say use a brush, so I'm going to use my Sonia G and watching my face of all of these the other day, and this is the one that blended into most of my face the most seamlessly. It's kind of hard to shade match here because beard hair stubble and down here, so I try to match to here where there's no hair and then up here. I would say this is going on really pleasantly, and it just looks like my skin, not really seeing it in person. Now that I've gotten the new shades, very good shade match, I will show you what shade 5 looks like in comparison. So if you are new here, I generally wear really thin, I like a thin skin-like foundation, or most days I just wear concealer. Put a little concealer where I need, blend it in. That's my go-to day-to-day for like work and stuff. So this is really thin, feels nice. I don't really feel it on my face. And I don't really, doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation. It just looks like I have really healthy skin. And for being called the Dewdrop, it's not overly dewy. It's just like healthy glow. Just realized I forgot my powder. So I didn't grab a powder or a concealer. But really like the way this looks. So I've got a thin layer all over. I really like that. I think it just looks like skin. I think I like this first impression wise even more than my House Labs, which has House Labs and Lisa Eldridge have been my favorite. I haven't bought the Lisa Eldridge yet though. I really want to, but torn between shades. So I got another sample pack. Yeah, I don't think it's overly dewy or overly glowy, but this is obviously not a wear test or anything. I will do that later. So, and they did just launch the Dewdrop Concealer, so I'm interested to see. That only has 10 shades, but they say flexible shades, so that generally means like a little more sheer, works between people because it's a little more sheer. So interested to try that. And also, I know that Surratt makes brushes, so now I'm just intrigued to try everything at this point. Really like the way that looks though. So you'll have to let me know in the comments what you think. I am now gonna grab, let's see, I'm gonna grab the bronzer. So this is the warm shade, which they say is best for medium to dark skin. Based on, it could be very buildable, I don't know, but based on just looking at it, I would say medium to maybe tan skin, and I think they need a third shade for dark and deep skin, but we'll see. So I'm gonna pick up my rougher brush. This is a slurry formula, they say. Feels really soft and silky. I did touch it already, and like when I tap, nothing happens. A nice warm color. I tend to go for more of a golden because that's the color my skin does in the sun. I would say that looks like I've just been in the sun, which is, you know, what bronzer does. I think too many people think bronzer is going to contour or sculpt to their face, and it can, but you have to pick the right shade. You have to pick a deeper shade and a neutral shade, and you have to like, that's different than just bronzer, which is bronzing the skin, adding warmth, which I think this is definitely doing. I tend to do a slightly darker bronzer that does both bronzer and contour because I don't want to actually contour. Just tapping a little on the side of my nose to kind of warm back up there. Although I always have this like darkness right here, and I don't want to make that worse. And I would say this is building up on itself pretty well. Definitely not, I don't think, deep skin friendly at all. If I just keep building up a little bit here, it does get darker though. So you can build it up, but how much do you really want to have to keep building it up, you know? But I think that looks really nice so far. Looks very natural, which is my go-to. I want just natural, nice looking skin. Let's try, do I want to try the liquid blush today or just the powder? I think, I mean, I can layer them all, but I just want to try the powder blush today. I'll try the liquid another day. So I'm gonna try both of these, so the more matte pink and the shiny pink, and that's why I'm not gonna try the liquid. I want to try both of these. So I'm gonna pick up on my blush brush. This is also Rougher 5. That is very pale pink, very Barbie pink. Let's just see. So this is the Gourmande shade, the like matte pink. Okay, doesn't look bad. I just don't naturally blush this color. So I only wear a pink blush if I'm going for a very specific look. I just don't think it works as well on my skin tone. But that does look really pretty. And it is building upon itself really nicely. Trying not to overdo it. And then let's just go on the other side with Barba Papa, and then I'll mix to make sure they match. So Barba Papa has a bit of a blue sheen to it and is a little more pigmented, but kind of icy on me, which was my fear. It is definitely pigmented. So definitely a shade that I will use for specific looks, but not an everyday shade for me, for my skin tone. But the formula, it just melted into my skin. So I'm gonna put a little bit of the other one on there to make sure everything matches. So really want to try the like more orangey tone, warm tone blushes. But the formula is lovely. They are an expensive blush, so if you're getting it, I would get one that you think you're gonna wear all the time. And I think that looks really nice. There's a really nice glow to Barba Papa. I don't even think I need highlighter, but definitely not my everyday shade. I know Homeless Tom loves it, but they are significantly lighter than I am. They are not Mexican. But really pretty. And I don't really see sparkle. There's a sheen from that blue, but I don't see like glitter sparkles or glitter particles. But I don't think I need highlighter, but I do want to try. So let's see, I'm just gonna, screw it. I'm just gonna put a little bit of the Rose de Monte on. I'm gonna see what happens if I draw. It's very shiny, but it's a really pretty highlighter. I will definitely use that without the blush to see what I think later, but doesn't leave a cast, but definitely added more highlight. And I'm gonna use the gold one on like my brow bone real quick. I'm gonna try it with a brush. This is the highlighter brush from Kaleidos. See if it picks up on that. Okay, don't think it's picking up on the brush. I mean, that could be the brush and not the product. Okay, did add a little bit of shine right there. Let's try a little on my nose. Let's just do a little on my nose. Very gold. And then they have one more shade that's like more neutral. But the gold is really pretty. I think I will wear this one a lot. Now that it's buffed in, it looks very natural for my skin. Much more natural than the pink blush. So this is definitely something that I'm going to keep playing with and trying. So all that is left is eyes, and I really want to try all of it, but I obviously do not have enough eyes for that. So I will save these for another video, and I'm going to try out these. I'm going to, I have a hair or something in my mouth. So there's 3 more iridescent shades and then 1 darker shade. So I'll do a couple swatches. These feel really nice. They feel like kind of similar to the bronzer, kind of like a slurry, like it feels like kind of wet and creamy. They feel like a cream shadow, especially this one up here, this more green shade, and the darker one right here. And you can see my fingerprints leave a spot, like a swatch, so they feel like a cream. They look really beautiful, and I know Tom and Khaki both really like their eyeshadows. I've heard great things about their mattes. They didn't send me any matte shadows, or any of the like regular shimmers, so that I'll have to try at some other point. But these look really beautiful. They look elevated. They're that like, they feel like if you took the Byredo formula but made it a cream. That kind of shadow, if that makes sense. Definitely feels like a high-end, expensive eyeshadow formula. So you've got this, which is kind of a burgundy blue, duochrome, and then an iridescent blue, iridescent green, and this sparkly gold. You can see, very iridescent. These would also make, the blue and the green would also make really nice highlighters. So I'm gonna just go in with the black eyeshadow base. I'm gonna put a little eye primer down first, just because nothing lasts on my eyes without it. So I'm gonna blend this out, and then I'm gonna use the black base, see how it works, and put these on. I feel like I've been very babbly this video, and I am sorry if you're new here and hate that, but you know, it's what happens. So I'm gonna grab a stiff brush for this. This is, yeah, that's what I want. This is a rougher pencil brush. This is a 26, one of the big pencil brushes, and I'm gonna pick up the black, the dark matter. Picks up very well. And I'm gonna put that is very pigmented. I guess all over. I like this brush because it's big enough that you can kind of blend it too. I just figured I would do, you know, a little on the outer and blend it in, but this is more pigmented than I thought. So let me grab an actual eyeshadow brush, and let's blend. So already let it transfer into my crease. Let's see how well this blends out. Picking up a little bit more on this blending brush, which is a small, rougher. So if you like a smoky eye, this is a nice base. This doesn't feel like the one I have from Isomea, like the cream shadow that's in the First Industrial palette. This definitely feels different than that. That's a putty. This feels more like an actual cream. So I'm gonna grab my Sonia G. This is the Fusion blender, and I'm gonna blend the edges with that. So it does blend into the skin nicely. It's blending a little bit away, some of the pigment, but that's okay. I don't necessarily need pure black on my eyelid today, but it is staying pretty black on the outer part of the lid. And it's a good thing I need to wash my brushes already. Okay, that is diffusing nicely. I can use some concealer to clean up the edge. It was definitely more pigmented than I thought it was gonna be. So let's grab, I'm gonna do the duochrome on the most of the lid, I think, and then just to see, and then we'll try one of these in the inner corner. Definitely picks up like a cream, and that is really pretty. It's definitely sticking to the base, which is what you want. And I might be able to use this base without eye primer, but for today, we're not trying that. This is really pretty. It's definitely got a nice blue to green shift visible, at least in person. There's like gold and teal sparkle. Really like that. Smoky, but I like a smoky eye, so. And then using a different brush, there's one. I'm gonna grab one of the other ones. I'm gonna grab the green just because I see a lot of green in the eye look already. And picks up nicely. I'm gonna put that on the inner corner and then onto the lid. Yeah, it definitely blends in. There's definitely green there, but it's bringing that out, it's definitely adding. Yeah, it's bringing out more of the green. It's really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna do this on the other side and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back and did that to the other side. It was a little easier that time because I knew how the formula was gonna perform. They definitely both feel kind of putty-like as you're using them. It's kind of moving in the pan. I don't mind that, but I do wanna make sure I, explain the textures to you in case you've never used them. Because some people really like that kind of formula and some people hate it. So it's always good to know beforehand. Really like the way all of this looks. So I'm gonna curl my lashes now and try out the mascara. So I've tried the lash tint, like I said, really like it. I will use that in the next video so you can see, but I wanna try the mascara today. So let's do that. Okay. So I'm gonna curl with my rougher curler. My eyelashes don't normally hold a curl at all, but I do notice that with the lash tint they are. So I'm curious how they'll behave with the mascara. Okay, so this is the mascara Noir. I don't know if there are multiple shades. I don't believe there are. It's got a really interesting wand. It looks like a spiral brush. So let's see how, I like this. I don't normally put mascara on camera. The wand is grabbing the hairs nicely. It's definitely lengthening my lashes. But it's separating them nicely as well. They're not clumpy. I hate a clumpy lash. They're just nice and dark and longer. That is really pretty. Okay, let's try a little bit down here. The formula seems to grab the hairs nicely, which I appreciate. Okay, so I'm gonna go and do the other eye real quick, and I will be right back for some thoughts. Okay, so I'm back. This is the finished look. Really like the way everything performed, even if the colors aren't exactly my ideal, like the pink blush or the really pale nude lip. I did add a little bit of the other shade, which is Heaven, is the only way I can think you would say it. It's H-E-V-Y-N. But really comfortable. The shade's a little bit better. Yeah, this is like a pale pinky nude, but slightly mauvey. This one works better. But the eyeshadows all performed well. The mascara worked well. Really like the highlighter so far. Really liking the way my skin looks. I didn't even set my face. Doesn't look shiny. Isn't transferring to my hand. You know, I will definitely do a wear test and try all that out in the future. But this is just a first impression, and so far everything performs lovely, which is what you would expect for such an expensive luxury brand, but you never actually know. I've definitely tried some expensive products that I really hated and did not perform well. Packaging on everything is really nice. Even if it's, you know, logistically something you don't like Tom hating the component for this, the packaging feels nice at least. Yeah, so far really like everything that they sent me. Really excited to try the other eyeshadows and the liquid blush, and keep playing with things, do a wear test, all of that. I wish I had like the more me colors for the blush and the lip, but like whatever, it was free. They were very friendly, especially when I said the shades were too pale. They were very kind, and they were immediately like, let's send you something else. Do you have people you can give those to? Like, we don't want products to go to waste. They're very, very sweet. They also did give me an affiliate code that I can share with you. It is Bones15, I believe. I'll put it on the screen in the description box. That'll save you 15%. Forgot to mention it at the beginning, but they did give me that. So if you do try anything from the brand and you use my code, I'll make a little bit of money and you'll save some money. So, so I am excited to keep playing with these. Really like everything so far. I can't get over how nice my skin looks. And it feels like nothing, like literally feels like nothing. So really excited to keep playing with this. Really excited to try the new concealer possibly in the future. Yeah, just really happy so far. So like I said, I will do another video, like a second impression, trying out like these, maybe some of the other eyeshadows and the liquid blush. And then I'll keep playing with these things, do a wear test on the foundation, or a few wear tests, and in a few weeks I'll come back with like a full review. But for now, first impression wise, no complaints except for shades. That's not really a complaint. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I love to hear your thoughts. If you've tried Surratt, if you've been interested in Surratt, what you think of the products, if you have or haven't, love to talk. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.